whatever started in that match with Michael Oku seems to have lit a fire under Charles Crowley that is driven by some hatred or inferiority complex towards
exactly
those that he believes the audience see as the tough guys, the legitimate wrestlers, the to get a little inside about it, the work rate wrestlers.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I mean,
Luke is gonna kill me.
you know, in Luke Jacobs here, I mean, we really do have a legitimate fighter.
He is, far be it from me to question the wisdom of Charles Crowley, but this is not a man that I would ever want to challenge to a fight or goad into any sort of conflict whatsoever.
No, I agree. Although, one of the things that we know about Crowley is that he is willing, and he's always been like this, he's willing to take any kind of shortcuts, like cheating, nothing is off limits to Crowley, right? So Paul, like Luke Jacobs doesn't know quite what he's going to face now. You never do know what you're going to face when you face Charles Crowley, and that's one of his, I guess, one of his strengths, right?
He is a trickster. He's unpredictable. Yeah. You don't know which Charles Crowley you're going to get.
No.
This is a side of Charles we don't see often.
No, not at all. He's very, like, I mean, for so long, Charles Crowley had been cheered by this crowd, you know, who loved all his antics, and this side of Charles Crowley, the really dark side of him, like Resurgence fans are really, you know, they're going to really struggle with that.
And that dark side, it's always been there, but it's coming out in such a twisted, unpleasant way now.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that's eating away at Charles Crowley, it's this sense that maybe other wrestlers, promoters, fans see him as a joke.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But anyone who's been in the ring with him or even seen some of his matches knows that Charles Crowley has never been a joke.
No, quite right. Like, no one sees, this is one of the things about it. Like, no one sees him like that, but for Crowley, this inferiority complex has just led him to go to all sorts of dark places over the past few months.
Crowley's really not coming out well on that exchange.
No, I mean, here he's up against a really strong, powerful wrestler.
We saw that with that attempt at a shoulder tackle, just sending Crowley tumbling to the floor. I'm not sure Luke Jacobs quite knows what to make of Charles Crowley. And that's enough to leave him open for that kick to the gut. But again, Charles Crowley is not going to come out better than Luke Jacobs on an exchange of shoulder tackles.
No,
this isn't the game he wants to be playing. When it comes to the power game,
well, Luke Jacobs has it all. He has it all, right, when it comes to power and speed as well, right?
Talking of speed, that might be the only thing that allowed Crowley to get Jacobs off his feet there, but right back around. And it's Crowley on the mat. Horrendous kick right to the spine of Charles Crowley.
Yeah.
If he wasn't regretting getting into a fight with Luke Jacobs already, he will be now. And that is, you see the fingers of Charles Crowley. That is going to send shockwaves right through his body. That doesn't just hurt your back. That you feel that right to your extremities. Oh
my goodness. Crowley looks quite hurt here.
He looks beaten, just from that one shot. There's no just about it. Oh, cave your chest in.
Yeah, Crowley wishing he hadn't written Luke Jacobs' name on that list he gave to Resurgence, I think. Oh my goodness. These are horrific.
And this is something we have seen from Charles Crowley. This
Yes.
He will not die. He will not stay
not
down.
at all.
And now he's asking for another chop from Luke Jacobs. He says that this is what he wants.
Just goading. Oh,
There's the
Jacobs
trickster
taken
again.
in by him there. That's right.
Chop right to the throat of Luke Jacobs and another.
So you never trust what Crowley says.
Only two, says referee
Yeah,
Chris
you see,
Hatch.
Crowley will just mess with your head. That's what he does. That's what he's really good at. It's all that psychology stuff. He's amazing at that. You're never quite sure what you're facing. Like for Luke Jacobs, this is a tough match, despite his like obvious strength and skill.
And a moment ago there, Charles Crowley kicking Luke Jacobs in the spine, not with the sort of force that Jacobs hit Crowley with earlier, but it's almost as if Charles Crowley is trying to prove a point that he can beat Luke Jacobs at his own game here. First the shoulder tackles, now the penalty kick to the spine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough for Charles Crowley to beat Luke Jacobs. He needs to prove that in some way to himself he's better.
This is what this whole episode has been about for Crowley. It's all about proving himself. I think as much to himself as to the Resurgence fans, really. He just wants to, you know, he's constantly proving that he's a legitimate fighter.
I think you're right that it is about proving it to himself. Charles Crowley has nothing to prove to the Resurgence audience.
Yeah, but that proving to yourself can be so destructive, you know? Really kind of eat you inside, and all that kind of joy that we've seen from Crowley over the years has just disappeared.
Just disrespecting Luke Jacobs. We're seeing the real mean streak.
Yeah, really mean.
Charles Crowley now. And he's not going for the pin. He's not trying to end this match with any of these strikes.
Oh no, he's trying to injure and hurt. That's what he's trying to do here, I think.
Just disrespect again.
Yeah, and I think for the Resurgence fans, this is hard to watch. It's hard to watch their fan favourite Crowley disrespecting Luke Jacobs like this.
Yeah, these are fans who followed Charles Crowley through so many huge matches and huge moments, who cried with Charles Crowley.
He did indeed. Yeah, he just feels like he's thrown that away.
That was a
Jacobs-esque
chop from Crowley.
Yeah, but Jacobs defiant in the face of all this.
All Crowley's achieved there is waking him up.
Yeah. Oh! Yow.
I've never seen a chop like that.
Ow.
Telltale once an awkward landing.
Yes.
Jacobs coming down really on his side, isn't it?
Yeah, Jacobs just needs to give himself a moment here to get his breath back after that.
Charles Crowley not going to allow him that moment at all. Jacobs still fighting to get out of the way of whatever Crowley had planned there. Just holding on to the ropes avoids disaster there. Planting Charles Crowley with the Uranagi. And there's that shoulder tackle again.
Oh, Crowley's down here.
Luke Jacobs slow to capitalise, having to use the ropes to pull himself back up.
Aha, that's right. He's slow to capitalise because he's taken so much punishment himself. So These two really beating each other up tonight.
Jacobs just steamrolling Crowley in the corner. And out of it with a brutal forearm right to the jaw. Crowley might be out, but somehow still fighting. Good German suplex, no bridge, all impact. And brainbuster.
Oh, Crowley looks out here. Tell you what, respect to Crowley kicking out of that one.
There's the resilience of Charles Crowley, which
yeah.
we all know is there. We know he can hang in a match with a wrestler the caliber of Luke Jacobs.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to prove this to anyone.
Oh, Crowley does look, I mean, not unsurprisingly, does look pretty dazed here, though.
Jacobs, he thinks he's got this one won.
He does.
Up for the powerbomb, but Crowley landing on his feet. And
where's this coming from Crowley? I have no idea.
Oh, knee right under the chin. Right on the button, but... Spiking Charles Crowley right on the crown of the head with that Death Valley driver. How is Charles Crowley even up to his knee?
No idea.
Whoa. Powerbomb almost. When we talk about the resilience of Charles Crowley, let's talk about the resilience of Luke Jacobs kicking out of that one.
Goodness, these two are going to be very sore tomorrow, whoever wins this match.
Almost back to a level playing field.
They both look really very beaten up and tired here. It might be a matter of willpower, this match.
Crowley sent up and over, landing on the apron, and springboard caught with that release German suplex. Incredible counter from Luke Jacobs.
Yes.
Off the ropes, sliding lariat. Even that, not enough.
I just can't believe where Crowley is getting this strength from. I mean, he looks exhausted, but he's just not staying down.
That low angle lariat after that huge German suplex off the ropes that Crowley is able to kick out, let alone fight back. Luke Jacobs hooking the arms, maybe looking for a tiger driver, perhaps. Crowley able to fight back, controlling the wrist. Caught on the kick. That was not a good idea. Arm and leg trapped. Both arms trapped. This
is bad news for Crowley.
There's no way this ends well, whatever Luke Jacobs has in mind here. Oh my... Forehead on forehead. Horrible straight headbutt. There's that tiger driver. Somehow, Charles Crowley kicked out. Luke Jacobs, feeling the effects of that headbutt himself. The dull thud,
horrible.
Skull on skull.
These two clearly both really want to win this match because they are putting their bodies on the line.
Crowley caught up on the ropes. There's not a good place to be when Luke Jacobs is thinking superplex from the top rope here.
Oh my.
And crashing down into the center of the ring.
Yes.
And that's going to take its toll on Luke Jacobs, sent falling as well. But just not enough in him to roll over and make the cover.
Yeah, I think if Luke Jacobs had made the cover there, that might have been it, but he just couldn't do it. Now the referee having to count them.
Chris Hatch applying the count now. If he reaches a count of 10.
I'm just not sure if either of them will get to their feet here. Look at that.
Luke Jacobs,
unbelievable.
the first to break the count. Crowley still fighting his way up. desperation. Throwing those chops from on your knees, there's just firing upwards like that. You can't get the power behind them that you want.
And they're so tired now that these are still like doing damage, but you can see. Even as I say that, I was going to say you can see that they're weaker than before, but you couldn't with that one. Goodness
Nothing
me.
weak about that.
No.
I was about to say that was a knockout blow, but Charles Crowley is...
I don't know how he is still standing. I really don't.
Just not getting the weight behind his own strikes that he might like. It's not surprising the amount this match must have taken out of Charles Crowley. But it's taken just as much out of Luke Jacobs.
Yeah, it really has.
Oh, the rolling elbow!
Oh, Luke Jacobs staggers. He staggers.
Luke Jacobs is
He is down here. He is. That was a huge hit from Crowley.
There's that springboard cutter from Charles Crowley. And that could be enough. Somehow, just on instinct alone, Luke Jacobs able to get a shoulder up.
Yeah, and I'm honestly not sure how either of these guys are still standing. I mean, what will it take for one of them to win this match?
Crowley's clothesline not taking Jacobs down, but the receipt certainly doing... Oh my word! Just an elbow to the back of the head.
Crowley's down here. That's pure instinct kicking out there.
Every time I think Charles Crowley has been hit by a knockout blow.
I think this is one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen in a Resurgence ring. It is barbaric. Really tough.
Chris Hatch needs to think about stopping this match if Crowley can't defend himself.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm kind of getting a bit concerned for the health of both these guys, to be honest.
Charles Crowley's having to use Chris Hatch to drag himself up.
Oh goodness, did you see that? It was a low, I'm sure it was a low blow there. Did you see that?
I think you're right. You've got the low blow from Crowley. Luke Jacobs still having enough. About him to hit that clothesline.
Just about, but he did it kind of with his leg from behind, so it was difficult to spot. But he used the ropes. He used the ropes with his foot. I'm sure he used the ropes.
I didn't.
He used the ropes. Definitely.
Crowley scored that inside cradle after the low blow.
Unbelievable. The referee didn't spot it. Luke Jacobs would be absolutely furious with that. Furious. Crowley using all his tactics.
Whether Charles Crowley just... Whether...
He used the ropes. We saw it. He used the ropes. The referee didn't see it. Luke Jacobs, after an incredible fight, is going to be beside himself about that.
Whether Charles Crowley knew all along as he was clawing his way up on Chris Hatch, using Chris Hatch's shirt to pull himself to his feet. Whether he knew exactly what he was doing, or did he seize the opportunity.
Surprise, mother!
He knew exactly what he was doing. We know. Look, Luke Jacobs' face is furious, and absolutely he should be. All the dirty tactics of Crowley there came out at the end, and now he's having a go at the crowd.